Have you ever felt confused when listening to English? That feeling of being lost amidst a sea of sounds that you just can't seem to grasp? Perhaps you've thought, I don't have an ear for listening, or English is just too hard for me. These thoughts keep repeating in your mind, making you feel unconfident, as though you're standing on the sidelines, unable to keep up with what's going on. But do you know? You're not alone. Many people, even those who have been learning English for years, face the same problem. They feel stuck when trying to understand native speakers, when listening to stories or casual conversations that seem completely out of reach. And if you've ever felt this way, know that you're not the only one. Have you ever thought that you're bad at English? Or perhaps you feel like your listening skills are just not up to par. But the truth is, it's not because you're bad. What you're missing is simply an understanding of how native speakers communicate. They don't speak like the textbook examples. They don't use those polished, grammar-perfect sentences. Native speakers talk fast. They use lots of shortened phrases, linked sounds, and even informal words that you never encounter in your grammar lessons. So why does it feel like you're hearing a completely different language, even though everything they're saying is in English? It's simple. Because real-life English is like that. Lively, fast-paced, natural, and not at all like what you learn in traditional classes. That's why listening to native speakers can be so challenging, but it's also the opportunity for you to make huge progress if you know how to tackle these challenges. So, what can you do to stop feeling lost when listening to English? How can you listen and communicate with native speakers confidently without feeling anxious or confused? Let's explore some strategies that will help you understand native speakers and improve your listening skills effectively. You'll be amazed at the results because listening is a skill that anyone can develop as long as you know the right approach. Why is it so hard to understand native speakers? Listening to native speakers can be incredibly challenging, even for those who have studied English for a long time. Have you ever wondered why their speech feels so fast and why you can't catch every word? It's not just about not knowing enough vocabulary. It's about how they speak. Here are the key reasons why native speakers might sound hard to understand. They speak fast, almost swallowing their words. One of the first things you'll notice is that native speakers speak quickly. It's as if they swallow some words or sounds entirely. This fast pace can make it seem like they're not saying the words you recognize. It's like listening to a conversation in a rush, and you're trying to keep up, but the words slip away before you can even catch them. This is completely normal in real-life conversations. People tend to speak fast in everyday situations because they're trying to express ideas quickly, and that leaves you feeling behind. They link words together. It's like a single flow. Another thing that makes listening to native speakers tough is the way they link words together. In English, words are often connected, and sometimes it feels like there's no space between them at all. For example, what do you want to do might sound more like, what I want to do. You'll hear several words blended together so seamlessly that it's hard to distinguish where one word ends and the next begins. This is natural in spoken English, but for learners, it can make it feel like you're missing something important. They use shortened forms and swallow sounds. Words disappear or change. Native speakers also tend to shorten their words or even swallow sounds entirely. For example, I'm going to can sound like I'm gonna, or what do you think might come out as what'd you think? When they speak quickly, they cut out sounds or make changes, so it's not exactly the same as the version you see in textbooks. This is a way of speaking naturally and efficiently, but for learners, it can make the words unrecognizable. They use slang and idioms, not like what's in the textbook. Native speakers love to use slang and idiomatic expressions, and these aren't usually found in textbooks. Phrases like, "What's up?" "No way," or "You're kidding," are all common ways of speaking in everyday English. Slang and idioms can throw you off because they don't follow standard grammar rules, and the meanings aren't always obvious. But once you get familiar with them, they'll make conversations more colorful and authentic. You'll hear these expressions in movies, songs, and real conversations, so they are an important part of understanding native speakers. Accents. Each region has a different way of speaking. Every region in English-speaking countries has its own accent, which can change the pronunciation of words. Someone from New York might say words differently than someone from the south of the United States, or someone from London might speak quite differently than someone from Scotland. These accents can create variations in pronunciation, making it harder for you to understand. The way people speak might sound unfamiliar, even though the words are in English. Accents add diversity to the language, but also make listening more difficult for learners. Filler words. These little words that distract you. If you've ever noticed someone saying, you know, or like while speaking, those are called filler words. They don't add any meaning to the conversation, but are used to give the speaker a moment to think or keep the conversation flowing. While these filler words are totally normal in everyday speech, they can distract you when you're trying to focus on the main points of the conversation. At first, they might throw you off, especially when native speakers use them frequently. But once you learn to ignore these fillers, you can concentrate on what's actually being said and improve your listening skills. So, when you're listening to native speakers, it's not your fault if you don't understand everything right away. The way they speak, fast, linked, shortened, and filled with slang, can be hard to follow. But knowing why they speak this way is the first step toward improving your listening skills. Understanding the challenges you face will help you be more patient with yourself and give you the tools to tackle these obstacles effectively. It's all about practice, understanding the rhythm of real speech, and learning to filter out the noise to focus on what really matters. Strategies to improve listening comprehension. To improve your English listening skills, it's important to implement specific strategies and practice regularly. Below are 24 practical tips divided into clear groups to help you track and apply them effectively. Habits and mindset. Practice listening every day. Consistency is key. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes every day to listening practice. The more you practice, the faster you'll improve. Focus on real-world English content. Listen to podcasts, videos, or real-life conversations. This is the best way to familiarize yourself with natural English. Start with easier content. Don't choose content that's too difficult at the start. Begin with simple material and gradually increase difficulty as you gain confidence. Repeat the same segment. Instead of jumping between topics, listen to a segment multiple times. This helps you get familiar with pronunciation, intonation, and speed. Accept that you won't understand everything. Don't expect to understand everything right away. Keep listening, and you'll gradually improve. Listening techniques. Shadowing. This technique involves listening to a sentence and immediately repeating it like a shadow. This improves pronunciation and reflexes. Break listening into smaller chunks. Don't overwhelm yourself with long segments. Focus on small sections and process them one by one. Start listening slowly. Begin at a slower pace to ensure better comprehension. Gradually increase speed over time to challenge yourself. Focus on keywords. Pay attention to the keywords in a sentence, as they often carry the main meaning of the sentence. Listen and repeat immediately. After listening to a segment, try to repeat it immediately. This helps with reflex and memorization. Recognizing English sounds. Learn about linking, elision, and reductions. These are common features in native English speech. Practice recognizing them to avoid confusion. Listen to recognize filler words. Familiarize yourself with common filler words like you know, and like, so you can ignore them when needed. Listen to familiar topics. Start with topics you're familiar with. This helps you predict content and makes listening easier. Use transcripts. Listen with a transcript and compare what you heard afterward. This helps you check your listening accuracy. Use good quality headphones. Invest in good headphones to hear every detail clearly and eliminate surrounding noise. Expanding vocabulary and reflexes. Note down frequently heard words/phrases. Write down new words or phrases you encounter while listening. This expands your vocabulary. Repeat what you hear. After listening, try repeating what you've heard. This improves reflex and pronunciation. Learn vocabulary in context. Instead of memorizing isolated words, learn them within context. It's easier to recall and use them this way. Mimic intonation and emotion. Pay attention to intonation and emotions in native speakers' speech. Mimicking these will help you speak more naturally. Watch videos with subtitles and then turn them off. Start by watching videos with subtitles, then turn them off to test your listening skills. Tools and listening resources. Use platforms like TED Talks, YouTube, podcasts. Listen to content you enjoy on platforms like TED Talks or podcasts. These platforms offer diverse topics that improve listening skills. Listen to news, movies, and vlogs. Listen to news reports, movies, and vlogs to expose yourself to different accents and speech patterns. Keep a listening journal. Track your progress with a listening journal. It's completely normal for English listening to be difficult, and it doesn't mean you're bad at it. We all face this challenge in the learning process. Native speakers also started from scratch, and they went through a learning process just like you. So don't be discouraged when you don't understand everything clearly. This is just the beginning, and you can absolutely overcome it. The key is not to give up just because you don't understand everything yet. Progress in learning English doesn't come immediately. It's a long journey. Choose the right strategies, practice every day, and persist with your goals. With each passing day, you'll improve, and you will notice your listening skills becoming stronger. Remember, the right mindset plus smart practice equals you will understand native speakers and confidently communicate with them. Every lesson, every minute of listening practice is a step closer to success. Don't learn alone. Sharing, connecting, and learning with a community will help you progress faster. Your companions on this learning journey will keep you motivated and help you overcome challenges together. Once again, let me remind you, you don't need to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Don't let fear or failure hold you back. Start today. Like, share, and subscribe to the Kunzy in English channel to continue accompanying us on your English learning journey. We will always provide new, useful, and interesting lessons to help you improve your language skills every day.